Good day, everyone. This is Junaid Khan, and I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. And today we are going to talk about the importance of the healthcare sector in Immigration Canada and how they are very much lenient as compared to any other occupation. So, Canada has been working on the occupation in demand from last couple of months, and I would say from 2023. So what does that mean about like occupation in demand, and how these occupation are actually working in a way that their immigration processes are lenient as compared to the other immigration processes or as compared to the other occupations. So before, we talked about in one of my previous videos about immigration policies and procedures in regards to express entry, the federal immigration pathway, and the provincial nominee programs. Now, before, what used to happen was there was only one pool where all the application people submitted in regards to any occupation, if they're lawyers, accountant, bankers, doctors, and engineers. And then there are draws, and then once the draw came, if your profile points are higher than the draws points, then you will get an invitation. Now the thing's a little different, and specifically I am going to talk about the healthcare today. So now Immigration Canada has come up with the idea that we will have a different pools and we will segregate our people according to their occupations. And they have taken 7 of the different occupation in demand list in express entry, and one of them is healthcare, which is basically called express entry category based selection. Now, how that category based selection works and how particularly healthcare sector is going to work in regards to the immigration processes, specifically express entry. So if we talk about the category based selection, now healthcare is specifically in demand. And if you talk about healthcare, because it's a huge sector, so if you particularly talk about that, there are approximately 40 different occupations which are currently in demand. When we're talking about in demand, that means these are the people who are in demand in Canada in regards to the jobs. When we're talking about the in demand occupation, that means the people who are currently working in these occupations around the globe, they won't really have any issue getting to Canada as a permanent resident, and of course they won't be facing many issues getting the jobs of their field, because that is why it's called occupation in demand. So when we're talking about occupation in demand, and I specifically told you that there are 40 different occupations where in healthcare sector where they're in demand. On top of my mind, they are definitely physicians, they are audiologists, radiologists, licensed nurses, sonographers, there are practical nurses, there are therapists, physiotherapists, psychiatrists, speech therapists. So these are the few on top of my mind. I have the list in front of me, and they are approximately 40 different occupations. What you need to do, you just go to the Google, and if you type express entry category based selection, you'll see on my screen as well. And you will see, if you scroll down, you will see the category based selection. And if you click on the healthcare, you will see the list at the bottom of the page where you can find yourself that if you are currently in that occupation in demand list or not. If you are in that list, that means the immigration process for you particularly is going to be easier. As I mentioned in my earlier video in regards to express entry and PNP, you have like 3 years of working experience. But if you are in a healthcare sector and if you only have 6 months of experience, that means you will be applying in your case in express entry, and there are chances that you will get an invitation for permanent residency as well with only 6 months of working experience in that particular field. So 40 fields mean they're particularly catering pretty much the whole healthcare sector, not just the doctors, not just the surgeons, but like I mentioned a couple of occupation earlier, there are many more. I mean, yeah, so the dentists are there, the veterinarians are there. So these are the few quick occupation which I came into my mind, and I just told you guys. But if you guys go to that link and follow that link and go down, you will find all of them. All you need to do, this is pretty simple, and all you need to do, that you need, again, it's going to be 4 factors: the age, education, work experience, and your English proficiency. The 2 things which are supposed to be done by you guys, the first is going to be the English proficiency, that you have to do IELTS, which is going to be the general IELTS, and again 6 each is going to be the eligibility criteria, but higher the better. And you have to get the evaluation done from one of the organizations like WES, World Education Service, ICAS, or there are some separate organizations as well which do the equivalency of your degrees or your education if you are specifically in a healthcare sector. I would recommend personally that if you find yourself in one of that list, in one of those 40 occupation approximately, you should definitely apply for express entry, and this is your chance to getting a permanent residency of Canada while sitting in your home country, while working and while doing what you're doing right now. But definitely put your application in. Now, if I talk about other than express entry, there are multiple provinces who are currently hiring and who are currently giving chances to get a permanent residency in a PNP field. You know, if you specifically apply to those provinces, like Alberta has a different stream for the healthcare sector. Saskatchewan has a healthcare sector expression of interest, different category. So there are multiple provinces who are giving you guys chance to apply in a particular field. And definitely see, you just have to understand one thing: if they're calling in occupation in demand, that you guys don't have to worry about the jobs are going to be there. You know, definitely some of the fields would require licensing to do the jobs, but at least you're getting a permanent residency, you're getting into Canada, you're getting all the perks and privileges with a Canadian permanent resident, and you will definitely upgrade your education, get the licenses, and work in your own field. So not just express entry, like I mentioned, there are multiple provinces who are particularly specifically working in these occupation as well. If you talk about the jobs in regards to these fields, of course they are available, and there are good category jobs. There are not tier 1, tier 2, tier 0 jobs are available as well. So all you need to do is look through that link. All you need to do is get your English proficiency done, get your evaluation done, and after getting your evaluation English proficiency, you guys have to apply an express entry and multiple PNP stream, whichever you are eligible for. And definitely you can contact us to get your evaluation done in regards to these files, and you will have a better understanding about how to deal with the situation. This is not a process of like years and years. What I have seen earlier in regards to the draws of the healthcare, there are a couple of draws in a month. So we are not really talking about years, or we're not really talking about like couple of months. We're literally talking about few months. The last profile I have added for the healthcare sector, I literally have 367 CRS score. Even I mean, there was a point when I don't really take a case if you are not at 450 in regards to the CRS score for express entry, but 367 just submitted the express entry file, got the invitation from human capital sector from Ontario. We got the expression of interest to apply in Ontario, and we applied. So, and it was a matter of 2 months. I mean, there was a lucky case, but it could be a matter of 15 days or maybe 6 months. There's no specific time for it, but at least if you apply, you have a chance. If you don't apply, you have no chance. So make sure to build up your profile if you are in one of the sectors, and make sure you have put your application in for express entry and PNP application wherever you are eligible, and make sure that you do your documentation right, and good luck for your application. Thank you very much.